Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Ebony Henry. I'm the branch manager here at the Rosedale Neighborhood Library. We would like to welcome you to come to our second author for our Women's History Month author series. And we have Miss Auden Johnson here today. She's actually a research assistant and an author. And we want to thank her so much for coming all the way from New York City, my hometown. About her new book that's coming out today. I wish you guys can get it today. So actually, her first novel, she usually writes the novels, but you're also available on Amazon. So I'm not going to have you wait any longer. Auden Johnson.
Hi, so you guys already know me, so I don't have to reintroduce myself. But, well, my background is I have a BA in English creative writing, and I studied creative writing in London. I have a master's in information and library science, and I'm currently studying publishing, digital and print at NYU. And I've been writing since I was a kid. The more I wrote, the more I had to write. And I just didn't really have a choice because the stories just kept attacking me. So I just had to keep writing and writing. I've written like 5 short stories and, no, 5 novels and 20 short stories. Most of them are like terrible. And they really shouldn't see the light of day, but that's what happens when you write. That the more you write, you're gonna just have some failed stories. So I use them for spare parts. So like the character in the failed story, I can put in another story, like a scene, and I can put in another story. I actually didn't want to be an author. When I was a kid, I thought the profession was kind of silly. And then I grew up and I started studying the profession. And I learned that authors pretty much can put a whole lot of time and energy into something and they just don't get any of it back. And I thought it was even sillier. I did not want to learn the profession at all. But it kept like bugging me, and I just kept coming back to it. So I just decided to stop fighting it and just decided to try out being a published author. So I published 3 short stories in ebook form. And 1 novelle, which is a book that's too long to be a short story and too short to be a novel. And The Sciell is actually my first published novel. And The Sciell is pretty much about beings who pull energy from darkness, pull it inside themselves, and they can use it to create like weapons or electricity or shield. And I'm going to read just a small section of the shield for you. The Scotch. The cavern smelled of freshly human flesh. The shield around Rasul prevented humans from finding them and trapped the residents inside. Where did the human flesh come from? The hunters had visited the field in weeks. She followed the scent. It led her to a part of the cavern she had only been to once. The smell was coming from Iniquity's bedchambers. Bleak had spent years trying to figure out why the Del craved fresh raw meat. She still didn't know. She sniffed again. The only ones powerful enough to lead the shield were all still inside it. And her depravity would never debase themselves by carving the flesh from dead humans. So why in the name of darkness did the cavern smell like that? Her lifeblood shot out of her hands, wrapping darkness around it to create 2 spores. She had taught her power to draw her curved blades when her instincts screamed danger. Bleak gripped the sword and moved forward. She wrapped 2 shields around herself, one to hide her scent, the other to make her body blend in with the background. She commanded the lifeblood to lighten her body so her footsteps wouldn't give away her position. The smart move would have been to leave or find another route. The hallway was wide enough for 2 bodies to walk comfortably side by side. If she needed to turn in a hurry, she could. The passageway emptied to a large chamber several paces in each direction. Other than that, she didn't sense any other way out. With the beast setting off her inner alarm surrounded her now, she'd be trapped. She still moved forward. The only beings in Racing powerful enough to defeat her were her adult friendly. Besides the usual smells, her senses didn't pick up anything outside of the meat. Leaf raised her blades and stopped. Her skin tingled, her senses screamed. She was surrounded. 8 shadows became black masses around her. Fresh blood rolled through their skin of darkness. The pests smelled like they had cooked themselves in the soup of dead humans. Leaf recalled her swords. Using blades against them would be like battling the wind. She'd rather not fight them if she didn't have to. Battling a dead prey in this form was a nightmare. Most attacks didn't work, since they commit their bodies in tandem. One trick was to attack them when they weren't expecting it, not the best strategy since they relied on instinct. They needed to make their bodies solid to hurt her. That was the best time to attack. Only the window was small and the prey were fast. Since their bodies were made of white blood, she can eat them. Her stomach turned and groaned, only as the last resort.